So how, in terms of how this works, like, so what does the process look like? Because I know, there's a way to do it, but there's also, I'm sure there's a sequence of things that you do in order to achieve that. So like, what does that look like in terms of how that works?
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
The technology is amazing. It comes from Japan. In fact, a team of Japanese engineers came together to develop this machine. And hydrogen's out there finally in the world. People talking about these little hydrogen bottles and other machines. And to be candid, of course, you expect that. If it's a little bit, like flattery. The problem is you get what you pay for. And when you're dealing with coated or plated metals, not pure metals, when you're dealing with people electrolyzing the water, meaning that the chemical reaction is happening inside the water. It's why I'm personally not a big fan of the hydrogen tablets, because everything's happening in my glass. I don't want it to happen in my water. And so with the Lord's Hydrofix, it's called, everything happens underneath your water, and there's this very special membrane. Think of it like a filter almost, that allows the hydrogen, the oxygen and hydrogen are broken apart, if you will, in a process called electrolysis. And then the hydrogen is infused almost to infinity in your water. So now you've supersaturated your water. Of course, there's already hydrogen in your water. There's not enough. And then you simply drink it. And you can even breathe it. There's a special lid you can put on and actually just sit and breathe it as well. And people are having tremendous results getting this original building block, because what hydrogen does is it's a super antioxidant. And Josh, that's a word people throw around all the time. It's an excellent, antioxidant. Blueberries, take your blueberry, but a blueberry is like driving a Mack truck into your body versus the hydrogen molecule. I mean, it goes right into you. It can cross the blood-brain barrier, goes right through the cell wall, all the way down to the cellular level. And it does it very efficiently and very quickly. You don't have to break anything down. It just goes. And where you might have inflammation, because that's the point of an antioxidant. It goes and attacks inflammation, and every disease starts with inflammation. So your inflammation is different than my inflammation. And for me, my inflammation was in my joints of my whole body. And it served it so well. Other people, it's diabetes. Other people, it's TBI. Other people, it's Alzheimer's. Other people, it's heart. Other people, it's eyes. I could go on and tell you stories. It's incredible.
Yeah. And so just out of curiosity, because like you mentioned that, people can, drink this and kind of do a lot of different ways with it. Just curious, who is it for really? Like who are the public that would take this? Because I know it's obviously for people who have problems, but is it for people who don't have problems, but they want to avoid problems, or?
I love how you just said that. To me, I like to think of it as diffusing the bomb before it goes off. We're reactionary, right? Very few of us are taking responsibility for our health and saying, hey, you know what? I need to drink more water. Everybody knows that. I need to get a good amount of sleep. Got it. I need to exercise. I need to eat properly. And everybody knows that. It's not a popular topic, though, in a lot of ways. Obviously, we're becoming much more health-minded in our community and in our world in general.
Yeah.
And so this is for everybody. You cannot overdose on hydrogen. Just so you know, the body will just expel it if there's extra, if you will. It's for kids. It's for pets. It's pregnant women. I mean, everybody can use hydrogen. We always use the disclaimer, hey, make sure you check with your physician, et cetera, before you start any type of a protocol. But there have been no contraindications, over 2,000 studies on 170 disease models. This isn't fringe science. This is happening right now. Japan has fully embraced hydrogen. Our machine's the number one machine in Japan. We now have it available in the US and we ship it worldwide.
Wow, that's amazing. And so what type of questions would people ask, if they were looking to buy it? Like what would be I wouldn't say the closing for them, but what would be the results if they bought one? Like what would be the questions people should ask
people should ask when they're looking at any device, right? There's a lot of these cheap bottles that are made in other countries. We'll just put it that way. There's a reason why I've got a Toyota truck that's pushing 200,000 miles sitting in my driveway. It's because it's Toyota. It's the engineering. It's that Japanese know-how. And all I've got to do is change the battery and change the tire so far at almost 200,000 miles. So the Japanese have gone in. That this engineer, he had a very sick daughter, 5 years old, Lou Gehrig's disease. He got together with some of his other engineer friends in other companies you would know, like Toyota, like Yamaha, like G-Shock, and others, and put together the, if you will, Rolls-Royce, Cadillac, I don't care what you want to call it, Lamborghini, whatever is your vehicle of supreme choice, right? And put this machine together at an affordable price and built the technology into it that would allow you to access hydrogen in a very clean way. The questions people should ask is, what are the metals made of? Does it have separate or dual chamber electrolysis? Is my water itself that I'm going to be drinking, is it directly electrolyzed, or is it happening underneath my water or separate from my actual drinking water? And there's no other machine we're aware of that has a certificate of testing, certificate of authenticity, certificate and of ownership there and testing, and with the parts and the efficacy, the engineering, and the know-how that back this machine up. There's just nothing like it. And like I said, you get what you pay for.
Right.